One evening, after the village market closed and the air smelled of roasted maize and palm oil, lamps flickered, Nkem's life changed forever. She had taken a narrow path leading toward the river, hoping to be alone with her thoughts. That was when she saw it, a single cowrie shell, smooth and white, lying in the middle of the path. Something about it called to her. She had seen many cowries before, but this one shone like a drop of moonlight. She picked it up. The moment her fingers closed around it, a strange feeling crawled over her skin like ants marching in her veins. A voice, neither male nor female, whispered in her ear. "What do you desire most?" Nkem gasped and turned, but no one was there. The trees stood still. The crickets had stopped singing. Only the river whispered in the distance. After a pause, she whispered back, "I want beauty beyond all women. I want people to admire me." A cool breeze wrapped around her like a lover's embrace, and when it left, she felt different. She ran home, and as she passed the first thatched huts, she noticed people staring. "Nkem, what has happened to you?" A woman gasped. Her reflection in a water pot nearly made her drop the shell. Her beauty had multiplied beyond reason. Her skin glowed like polished ebony, her eyes sparkled like river stones, and her lips, full and red, curved like the moon. She was no longer just beautiful, she was unreal. That night, suitors gathered at her father's compound. Young men, old men, even married men. Gifts of coral beads, bags of cowries, and expensive wrappers piled at her feet. Her father, bewildered but pleased, accepted them all. But Nkem was not satisfied. She held the shell tightly and whispered, "I want wealth more than anyone in this village." Again, the cold breeze swirled. And the next day, strange visitors arrived from distant lands, offering her gold, spices, and fabrics from across the rivers. They claimed she was the daughter of fortune and deserved riches beyond imagination. Nkem laughed in triumph. She had everything she wanted, or so she thought. The first sign that something was wrong came when she tried to laugh at a joke made by one of her admirers. No sound came out. Her lips parted, her shoulders shook, but her laughter was gone. That night, she sat alone, staring at the shell in her hand. She convinced herself it was nothing. What is laughter compared to beauty and riches, she thought. But the next morning, when she bent over a stream to admire herself, her reflection was gone. Panic gripped her chest. She waved her hands, leaned closer. Nothing. She was invisible to the water. Nkem ran home, but no one noticed the terror in her eyes because she was still breathtakingly beautiful. That night, she held the shell and whispered desperately, "Give me back my laughter and my reflection." Silence. The shell did not glow. The breeze did not come. The voice did not whisper. Instead, she heard a rustling sound from the corner of her heart. A shadow moved. Her own shadow, but it was not hers anymore. It stretched unnaturally, growing taller, its edges shifting like the ripples of a disturbed pond. Then, with slow, deliberate movements, it turned to face her. A hollow voice, like dry leaves rubbing together, spoke. "You asked for beauty, wealth, admiration, but you never asked to keep your soul." Nkem screamed, but no sound came out. A shadow lunged at her, wrapping around her body like a shroud. The hut grew cold. When her father burst in moments later, she was gone, vanished. The villagers searched everywhere, but there was no trace of Nkem. Some say she wandered into the river, taken by the spirits. Others say she walks among us still, a soulless beauty, unseen in mirrors, unheard in laughter, followed only by her cursed shadow. So, my friend, if you ever find a cowrie shell glowing in the moonlight, leave it alone. Some gifts come with a price too heavy to bear.